Eric. I'm out here on some property that I hunt on sometimes, and on our firing range, I decided I would try to find some arrows that some of the guys have lost um, target shooting. And then I remembered that there was an old farmhouse here, and I thought I would check out where that was. And I came across this really old tree that was dying with lots of big roots and stuff, and checked around here, and looks like I might have found something. So let's take a look. All right, so there's the hole. Looks like my first shovel full. I put the spoils here, and the detector picked it up here. So we're just gonna kind of sift through here and see what it is. I'm hoping it's not lead, because I got plenty of that. Oh, did I just see that? Was that a coin? Hang on a second. This is where a pinpointer would come in really handy. All right, still haven't found it, but it was getting colder out here. This is mid-December in central Missouri. It's just above freezing. We had a rain last night, so the ground is nice and soft, which makes it easier for this silly shovel to dig. But I still haven't picked it up without the pinpointer. It's giving me the troubles. Anyway, I might have to come back to that one. I'll let you know. Okay, finally found it, and it's what I was afraid of. Looks like it's just a modern piece of lead, a bullet here. If you can see it there. So, moving on. All right, it's the next day. It ended up getting dark on me, so I kind of gathered a few of the things of interest that I found around here, put some water on them, cleaned them up just a little bit to make sure we could see what they were. And although I found dozens and dozens of lead bullet projectiles, I've only got a couple to show you here because they're all about the same. But I did find a couple interesting pieces, and let's see what you think here. Let's go ahead and start off with this great big piece. It sticks out. It really set the detector off. And I had no idea what it was when I found it. I thought maybe it was a lid to an old paint can or something, but it's concaved, as you can see. And sorry for the shadows. It's early morning here. So I immediately thought, oh, it's just junk, trash, who knows what. Then I noticed inside, if I can find it here, right down there, the American Flatlight Company, Cincinnati, Ohio, Flatlight Standard. And thanks to a Google search, I found that it's a headlight, part of a headlight, to an early 1900s vehicle. And apparently they still sell on eBay and whatnot for hot rods. Those kind of lights that stick out like bug eyes, kind of. Anyway, so that's neat. Find something from the 1920s and 30s laying out here, about 4 inches underground. And then we have this is just an old top of a oil can, and it says SAE, which is, I guess, they still put on oil bottles today. But you can kind of see where they used that triangular opener, can opener. And then this right here, guys, is why you got to be really careful when you're digging. I just barely hit that with the edge of the shovel and dinged it in. Not that it matters on this piece, it's just kind of trash, but All right, and then here's a couple pieces of lead, some projectiles that I was telling you about. A couple of different sizes. This one over here is pretty small. I'm not sure what it is. This one might be, well, I hesitate to guess and be wrong, but small arms for sure. But pretty neat. This place is loaded with them. Because if you look down here, this is our shooting range. And just, every several inches to a foot, this, the detector would go off. We've been shooting out here for a long time. Now this piece was really neat. When it went off, it came up as something different, and I started digging, and it came up with a bunch of glass, a lot of broken glass, and I wasn't sure what to think. And this thing came up covered in crud and mud, but it looked like a weird kind of template. I couldn't tell what it was, so I rinsed it off, and as you can see, this part up here is probably some kind of iron or something. It's rusting, but the rest of it didn't. It's just got a weird maybe patina on it. Maybe it's brass or something like that. I'll have to check into it. But this piece here moves and spins. It's hard to do with one hand. There you can kind of see it. So I don't know, is it part of the inner workings of maybe an old clock? Is that why I found all the glass there? If anybody knows, please let me know. Interesting piece. None of this is worth anything. I'm not going to get rich off of this, but it sure was a lot of fun. And I'm going to go over to where I found the headlight and the clock in that area that was closer to the old farmhouse. And I'm going to see what else I can find today. Hey, thanks for watching, and keep digging.